starts recording. I'm going to go home here, go to Q Drive, and boom, I'm recording. I only got a minute 41 on this disc. It's 16 tracks.
Because I have excellent connection, we're going to try. See what happens.
I have a feeling it's going to bounce. Well, you did 2 concerts in that week.
Yeah.
You did.
And the first one was Flawless.
Flawless, yeah. And so I was down, we were down in Phoenix, and I was doing a lot of YouTube streaming. You know, at night I was watching a lot of videos, and off my phone. And then all of a sudden, about Thursday, it says, the bandwidth is used up. It says, you're not, all your videos are going to go as 480p. I got this email, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, kidding me? And then I go look at it, and then I go read all of it because I use so much data. And I was reading, we'll do it on the upload too on Verizon. And I should buy the premium pack, which is like $99 a month.
You take your temperature?
I feel like I'm losing brain cells. So supposedly
Green highlight.
but I took it at a horrible age. One of the administrators that was there that for the music program, she videotaped it.
Yeah, that's one of the things
And
that
she
frustrates
gave me the
me.
link.
Now, I can understand YouTube and what they're trying to do because they want to pull down security and all the stuff that we do. About Wirecast too, I don't know how they can keep up with it. I don't have to do anything. I'll tell you about motion.
Well, we talk about it.
So they use two different things. One of them is called download, and they have to use a proprietary box with a hotspot, a cellular hotspot. And then the box costs them $40 in the stream. And it works some of the time depending on the cellular. Then the other one is the one I installed it for, which is called they have a proprietary software that you download it on your computer, and it's all-in-one software. It does all your web design, it does all your stuff, upload for something in a fast way. You can put the bio in there, you can do a slideshow, you can do all of that. Well, it uses a program called SplitCam. And SplitCam, when I started reading it, porn sites. Well, the reason why they are using SplitCam is because they can hack into SplitCam. So when you have to open up SplitCam, you open up the website from the interface, you don't hit record or anything on SplitCam. It automatically goes right over. So you're already using CPU usage from both programs. And the one software won't let you record it. It gives a really botched up recording. It goes in and manipulates it. So if you record back, it's like garbage. It's delayed, it's slow, it's got all these. So they worked with One, and they said, well, because it's an IP camera, you can use it.
Seriously?
That's an IP camera.
Yeah.
So they told me, and so I told them, I said, well, use OBS. OBS is a free software. It's a backdoor because it's a direct stream of YouTube. Whatever, but then you can't set up anything for foreign websites or anything. So it's gone. So these guys are just a bunch of but I feel sorry for them because they have a really good setup. And then take it down right afterwards and then upload the recording.
the end of the year, concert band, symphonic band concerts. We are so stoked to be here. If you know anything of what's going on, we are so lucky to be here as well. I hope that you guys can just kind of forget about everything that's going on in the crazy world right now, and just have an awesome hour and a half of just beautiful art making and music making. I'm so excited to show you what the kids and me have been working on, and we're so thankful to be able to bring you guys this music tonight. So we're going to start off with, concert band has a bunch of music from kind of all over the world. We're going to start off with an Arabic piece called Arabian Dances. All right, moving on, we're going to go to one of the more famous band pieces ever written, and I think you might realize a part of it. It's a setting of a lost man out to sea, and he's remembering and kind of evaluating his life, and the only thing that he can think of is the first hymn that he ever heard. And if you are familiar at all with hymns or church gospel music, you will know the hymn, "It Is Well With My Soul." And you'll hear kind of some wavy, going on at the beginning, and then you'll hear it as well. And it's just a big celebration of that hymn. So please enjoy our version of On a Hymn Song of Philippines. All right. This being the last concert of the year, we've got to recognize all of the hard work that the kids put in this year, and we'll be giving out some awards throughout the night. The first two students that I want to realize are the two students in concert band right here that have lettered in band. To letter in band, you need to get a certain amount of points, and you can gather points by auditioning for an honor band, making an honor band, playing in extra music outside of EHS music. You can do some volunteer hours, those kind of things. It's all based on dedication and your musicianship in the EHS program. And the two members, if you would stand real quick so we can recognize you, that are lettering in concert band this year are Madeline Campbell and Alexis Hernandez. All right, our last tune for concert band is a super, super fun one. This is something that you might find in the Appalachian Mountains or in maybe the southern United States. It's a very American song. It goes right back to our roots when we were settling our country. You might hear like these little tunes being played on banjo or fiddle. And Blue Ridge Reel has 3 different little melodies that we're going to demonstrate for you guys, so you kind of know what you're listening to as we play the piece. There's 3 melodies. The trumpets are going to play the first one. And you'll hear the trumpets play this, you'll hear the clarinets play this, and it's going to be passed all over the place. But just so you kind of know what you're listening for, trumpets, play that first melody for us. So that's going to be passed around all over the ensemble. You'll hear it in all sorts of different things. There's another melody that might show up that you'll hear, and the clarinets are going to demonstrate that one for you. A little different melody, and there's a third melody hidden amongst all of this composition. It's going to be played by tenor sax and bass clarinet. So the entire piece is based around those, and those are old traditional fiddle tunes or banjo tunes that you might hear in the Appalachian Mountains, like I said. So listen for those. The composer is going to present one, and then he might present another, and by the end, all 3 of them are going to be melding into this crazy, awesome party. Sometimes we refer to this song as Hillbilly Mountain Party in class. But this is Brian Ballmadge's Blue Ridge Reel. Enjoy. Give us just a second, and we'll get Symphonic Band out here. Thank you guys for being with us.
I know she doesn't have a good
All right, that was the EHS Symphonic Band with Flight of the Thunderbird. I see some old veterans that might have had some solos. Matt, remember that tune? Very cool to see you guys here. Just like we did in concert band, I'd like to take a second and recognize a bunch of people in symphonic band that lettered this year. A lot of these people made honor bands, have given countless hours of volunteer time, all of those great things. So, if I call your name, stand up or wave, and we can recognize you all at the end. People that lettered in symphonic band: Charlotte Reynolds, Eric Montague, Abby Whitaker, Christian Grasshorn, he's quarantined, we love him, Ashlyn Crowder, Itzel Nunez, Caitlin Walsh, Lindsay Walsh, Jaron Green, Ella Keenan, we miss you, you're on the live stream, Alex Rumley, Felice Martinez, Alexis Hernandez, and Madeline Campbell were in concert band. So give it up for those people that lettered in symphonic band. All right, the next one, we're going to Ireland. Who's ever been to Ireland? Anybody been to Ireland? No? Maybe you're lucky if you haven't. We're going to play a traditional Irish reel, which is kind of the Ireland version of Blue Ridge Reel, what you heard in concert band. So, this is probably one of the most difficult things I've ever put in front of the kids. It's kind of one of those things I passed out and they were like, "No, Mr. D." And I was like, "Yeah, you can do it. I believe in you." And we've been working extremely hard on this piece. Hopefully you enjoy Julie Delaney's reel. So time for a little bit more awards. We are saying goodbye to an amazing senior class. Every single one of these seniors has just been incredibly instrumental into the success of this program. It's always a really hard time to play that last concert, play graduation, and end it. Every single one of them is very special, very special. I'm going to give out the first big award tonight, and it's going to go to two gentlemen. We started back in 2018 a new tradition at Eaton High School when we first made finals in marching band that we were going to do and enter into the National Marching Band Award. I gotta grab my other notes. First recipient of the National Marching Band Award tonight. He has given so much to the marching band and all the bands. But this gentleman has been in concert band for 1 year, symphonic for 3 years, jazz combo for 3 years, and the jazz ensemble for 3 years. So you can see how dedicated this young man is. It has been absolutely incredible to watch this young man grow from a goofy little freshman kid into a full-grown man and one of the greatest leaders that I've seen on the marching band field today. His leadership is going to be truly missed. He's the type of student that he truly puts the band before himself. He never really asks what needs to be done. He just does it, and he finds that. He's been in marching band all 4 years. If you've ever driven by a marching band rehearsal, you've heard this student. He's probably the loudest student I've ever had the honor of teaching in my entire life. And even though sometimes he's a little goofy, this attitude that he brings to the marching band field has just kind of like erupted into this amazing student leadership. Junior year, he stepped up and he strapped a big sousaphone on his back, and we made finals, and he was the sousaphone player 2 years ago when the marching band took state. So if you can stand up and be recognized. The first recipient of the National Marching Band Award is Ian Ridgely. Tonight's second recipient of the National Marching Band Award, their names will be engraved on a plaque that will forever live in the EHS marching in the band room. So these kids will never be forgotten. Tonight's second recipient is truly one of the greatest leaders I've ever seen on the marching band field and in general. Extremely dedicated to the entire program. He's been in jazz ensemble for 4 years. He's been in concert band for 1, symphonic band for 3, and he's been in marching band for 5. And you heard that right. This is the first ever EHS graduate to have marched 5 full years in the marching band. I remember him when he was a little 8th grader, trumpet player. He's about this tall, not even joking. But he was just on it. He never missed a beat. He is the first member to go into a national drum corps and make that. We're very proud of him for doing that. He brought that leadership back into the marching band, and he was our drum major last year through one of the most difficult years that the band has ever faced. He always kept his cool. He kept me with my head up all this year. He was the soloist on the state championship field, and we can't thank him enough. So give it up for Nick Zell. All right, we're gonna play some more music now. We're gonna feature another one of our amazing senior musicians, Jaron Green. She's back there on the piano. This piece is by Eric Whitaker, and if you've ever heard Eric Whitaker's music, it's just amazing. It's just a new breed of music. He's kind of put himself into his own category. He usually writes for choral, but this piece is one of the only band arrangements that he ever did. It was actually written for a Disney movie, and the Disney movie never came out. And it was just kind of this piece of music that was just sitting on his shelf, and he said, you know what, the world needs to hear this. And it has just been an absolute pleasure to work on this with the kids. So this is Eric Whitaker's The Seal Lullaby. first before we do the awards, because I know I might forget it if I don't. We are looking for new parents to be on the booster. Yes, and some of you just smiled and you're like, oh yes. We've had an amazing crew of parents that have raised tons and tons of money for these kids. It's the reason that we can go to marching band. It's the reason that we can have such nice instruments. We can get these instruments repaired, etc., etc., etc. They are absolutely instrumental to this program. And every single one of them, I'm not joking, I'm not making this up. Maybe not every single one, but almost every single one of them has a senior. So they're gone, they're going away. And we need your help really, really bad. Yes, we have some amazing community members that are just doing it because, you know, they're amazing. But we really need some fresh blood. And I just wanted to kind of put my 2 cents in there. If you are interested, please reach out to me. It's an hour a month. That's all it is. It's pretty easy, yeah. We even meet on Zoom so you don't have to drive anywhere. And it's an amazing organization, so please be considering being part of the boosters. We really, really need your help to have a successful next couple of years. Also, I'd like to do a couple thank yous. We have some gentlemen back here, Ken Reynolds and Jeff Green, are making everything happen on the live stream. They're making everything happen on sound. They volunteer all of their time. They're absolutely beautiful human beings. Thank you, gentlemen. We have Mr. Kaufman over here. He has been an amazing leader through a very tough year, so thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting us. And thank you to you all for coming out and supporting us. We're so excited to be playing live music for you tonight. The last award that I'd like to give tonight is the most prestigious award that a band director gives. It's also in the database. It was started in 1955, and it recognizes the superior musicianship and outstanding dedication of an EHS band member. We have a plaque in the band room that goes all the way back to 1956. Gwyn Nix. Does anybody know Gwyn Nix? I don't know. She got the John Philip Sousa Award at Eaton High School in 1955, and all of their names are present on these things. First recipient tonight. Been a concert band for 1 year, jazz combo for 2, jazz ensemble for 3, symphonic band for 3, and marching band for all 3 or all 4 years. This young man comes from a very long line of amazing EHS band students. I think I've had almost every single one of their family members in the EHS band, which has been awesome. I remember making this little type of flashcards when he was a freshman because he had no idea how to play his instrument. I'll be honest. And flash forward about 2 years later, he makes first chair in the Patriot League Honor Band. He's an extremely humble kid. He doesn't know how good of a musician he is, and he'll never admit it, but he works extremely, extremely hard. Even though he drives me nuts sometimes, he's quite the prankster if you know him. His dedication and just amazing attitude has brought so much to this program. It's going to be truly missed, so the first recipient tonight, if you want to come up here, it's your award. Gabe Gerken! Our second recipient, they've been in concert band for 1 year, combo for 2 years, ensemble for 2 years, symphonic for 2 years, and marching band for 3. Truly one of the most talented musicians I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Again, another really humble, really quiet kid. She's incredibly talented because she is probably the most hardworking kid I've ever been around. Every single rehearsal, and I'm not even exaggerating that, all the way until the end. This student gets better every single time. She's become an amazing teacher for our younger kids, and she's usually playing, not even exaggerating, 3 or 4 parts at a time. Because if somebody can't do it, we just give it to her. She's an incredible musician. She plays all sorts of different things. She's also a singer, and she has just been this amazing, quiet leader that we could not function without. She is behind every single instrumental success that our marching band and our concert band and symphonic band has been a part of. So, please give it up for Jared Green. All right, and on to our last tune. This last tune is a programmatic piece. You're going to see all sorts of crazy stuff. It's called The Great Locomotive Chase. We're going to kind of set the scene. It's an old western town. We're just waking up. We're getting on the train. The train is going to start going. You're going to hear the engines. You're going to hear all sorts of horns and bells and the railroad crossings and all of that. And then something bad's going to happen. The brakes are going to completely go out. The train's going to go completely nuts. We're going to almost be off the rails. We're going to take a little break and calm down in the middle, and then we're going to crest another hill, and it's just going to be out of control again. So I won't give away the ending of the story. Thank you so much for being here. This has been an absolute pleasure to play music for you. Please enjoy Great Locomotive Chase. music with you guys today. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful night. Oh no.
So, Doddridge had an opportunity earlier to talk about how all of us had changed over this time. But he didn't, during that time, say how he had changed us. He said that I was the loudest person he ever knew. But when I came in, I was probably the quietest one he ever knew, sorry. And so over this time, he is the one that has forged me into the person that I am. Not even my parents probably have changed me so much as this man. So we want to say thanks to him, and we have some ways to do that. Well, we've been in marching band for a long time. We've noticed some things that are loud. So, this year, when in COVID, we were told that we had to be outside. And so Doddridge went around asking all the parents for these like little pop-up tents things so that we could have shade outside. And so we thought it would be a nice thing to give him some pop-up tents. So here in this wagon, we have some pop-up tents. Woo! Okay, none of them want to talk, so. Marching band is also a very hot sport. We get tired and exhausted, and so we also have Doddridge a cooler. But this cooler is filled with some things, some of his favorite snacks. So here we have spray paint. Because marching band sprays all the time. Like every day we have to spray new dots, and it's annoying. We also do have
And the cart. We always lose a cart. No matter what season it is, new cart, it's gone. So, black cart is the Met cart.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great night.